Hey there, guys. What's going on? We're back with another episode of Reality Sucks. I'm here, Ty, the Classic Man, with my co-host, Amazing Cal. What's going on? What's going on?
Oh, man. Feels good to be back. Sorry we missed y'all yesterday. Prior engagements. We'll be back here on Monday night, 7:45.
So we got new cups today.
New cups today?
All right.
Man. Look at our new cups today.
Reality TV, live with Ty, the Classic Man, Amazing Cal. Here we go.
Let's do it. Oh, man.
So it's been a trying week we had this last couple of weeks. At least this last one, because this whole like white supremacist and neo-Nazi thing that's been happening. Yeah, it was kind of crazy.
It was. You see what the president said?
I did, and that was even the most disturbing part of it, actually. Yeah, it was kind of crazy, and there's been some. I've seen some things on Facebook. I see people post things. I seen some. I read some stuff over the internet that I wrote down. We'll get into a little bit later.
Okay.
But I do want to start with this, because this is where, everybody always saying, we talked about this before, but everybody's just talking about, oh yeah, I have white friends and I have these and I have neighbors and black friends and all this. But, like I said, how many of you guys are really hanging out? You know what I mean? Like, what are you guys doing to hang out? So yeah, and what are you doing when this stuff is happening to change it? You know what I mean? Because this is all about change, and that's what we started with on our first episode. This is going to be about change.
Right.
So you have to start learning how to be the change that you want to see.
Exactly.
And, because you can't be talking about, oh, this like this and this and that, but then when it's actually in your face, you do something else.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because it's happening all the time out there in this world, and we just turn a blind eye to it, or not even saying anything. Like nothing is wrong. You have something to touch on that?
Yeah, definitely. I definitely agree with you. I think you said some very key points. And the thing is, we have to become the change, that we want to see. Forget who's not doing it. Become who you want, to become. Be that example. Be that leadership. Start somewhere, because somebody started somewhere at the end of the day. Somebody, made it and catapult out there to become, I'm tired of this. I'm tired of this happening. And they start becoming what they wanted to see. And then after that, they have people, that join them and follow them at the end of the day. So I definitely agree with you. You touched on some good topics tonight.
Yeah, so there was a guy who was at this march last week, the white supremacy march, and he was part of a filming crew that he was filming, and the car that hit the lady or hit the people, the car had rode by his camera, right? He was filming.
All right.
And and then it all happened, and he comes back later at the end of the video, and damn it, I can't find what he said. But he said some really good things. Gosh, we'll come back to that. Gosh, I didn't have my yeah. So God damn.
Okay, you know what I'm saying?
Man.
So what was it about? Just tell me the basics.
The basis was, white people control what's going on out here in the world.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And they can stop it when they want to stop it.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So either, we start to say that there is a problem and stop saying that it's not. Because there was a I don't know if you saw, David Banner was on CNN a couple of days ago, or whenever he was.
Yeah.
He's talking to this white woman, and this white woman was going on about his tweet that he made the other day.
What was the tweet pertaining to?
The tweet was pertaining to the
Hey Heather, what's going on, baby? Thank you for joining. Miss you, baby.
The tweet was to say about what happened in the last couple of days.
What was it against it? Was
tweet
it for
said,
it?
"Why do we wish?" His tweet was, "Why do we wish someone else was in office? Is it so the snake can go back into the grass? No, let it show its head so we can deal with it."
Okay.
You know what I mean? Basically, he's saying, they've been hiding all this time. We think that this is not happening. It's not going on.
It's just more exposed
now. And all of a sudden, now it just came out.
It's exposed. What do you think about that?
So, but my point was, when he said, the lady comes on and says, "Oh, David Banner, thanks for coming." He says, "How you doing?" She says, "How you doing?" She said, "Oh, well, it's been a trying week." David Banner says, "Oh, it's been a trying 400 to 500 years for us," and she kind of laughs it off and keeps going like he didn't even say anything. And it was this guy who was breaking down the video while the video was playing, and I was
Right.
like, "You're right," because when we tend to decide that something is wrong or how we feel uncomfortable or disrespected, and we tell you about it, you kind of laugh it off, or
Right.
you say, "Oh, it's not that way." You know what I mean? Like it's not really real.
And that's the thing about it. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you say we shouldn't feel that way. How can you tell me not to feel a specific way?
Right.
And that's the thing, you know what I'm saying, they want to brush off. So, you know what I'm saying, well, you know what, you shouldn't feel that way. I shouldn't feel the way I feel? That don't even make sense. These are my
It doesn't,
feelings.
and these are my
And at the
feelings,
end of the
and
day,
then-
I feel this way. And I'm not the only one that feel this way. You know what I'm saying? There are large masses that do feel this way. I'm just choosing one of the people that choose to speak up. At the
Right.
end of the day, somebody has to carry the torch. Somebody has to take the podium. Somebody has to start leadership. Because if we don't start leadership, we only become more in the back front instead of being in the forefront. And if we're in the forefront, at the end, we become that change, like you just said, that we want to see. You can't become change while we sit in the back as well. How does stuff change at the end of the day? By people, you know what I'm saying, marching, by people protesting, by people, you know what I'm saying, making their voice be heard.
Well, it was a different protest back then than it is now.
What's the difference
The
about
difference
it?
between that back then, they had a cause. You know what I mean?
Okay.
The cause was because we stand up, but we don't stand up for we don't stand up long enough for the change, and then we come back for more.
That's the key thing.
You know what I mean?
We stand up.
We stand
That's
up, but
perfect.
don't stand
you
up
said
enough.
it perfect. That was perfect. We don't stand
We
up
don't stand
long
up
enough.
We don't stand up long enough.
Long enough. We stand up, but we sit down too fast.
You know what I mean?
And we're not
and
consistent.
We're not consistent.
There you
So
go.
how you think they're gonna take us seriously if we're not consistent? You know what I mean? We have to be consistent with what we're doing and what we're trying to get out, what message we're trying to come across. Because until we start doing that, nobody's gonna listen. Nobody's gonna listen.
I agree.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think what you're saying is really profound.
But I mean, it's not really to be profound. It's just about
Profound means powerful, baby.
Well,
It's very
I
powerful.
know,
It's very
I know.
powerful,
Thank
man.
you.
It's
Thank
very
you. Thank
powerful
you
what
very
you're
much.
saying, man.
But what I'm saying is, we keep, we can blame everybody else for what's going on. Yes, we can. But what are we doing about it ourselves?
Cousin, what's going on, Deja?
What are we doing it ourselves to change it? You know what I mean? How are we built to stand long enough? Are we built that way? That's the question. Because everybody want to put everything back in the day and slavery and the 50s and the 60s.
Right.
But they did the work to change everything. You know what I mean? For us to live the way that we live today. You know what I
Okay.
mean? Yes, we call it modern day slavery, but that's what we call it. Okay, great. But with that being said, what are we doing to change it?
Right.
You know what I mean? Because are we doing something about it? Because I know I always call people when they disrespect me or, excuse me?
No, keep going.
I always know people disrespect me because then I let them know. You know what I mean? Whether it be silently, whether it be me saying something, or whether just, me just going about my day acting like nothing happened.
Right.
I mean, most of the time I have to say something because if I don't say anything, then they don't know, and it doesn't stop them from doing it to somebody else. You know what I mean? So it's got to start with us. This is why we have this show for people like you that watch it, so that you can go out into the world and change something. You know what I mean? Change the way somebody treats you, or change somebody the way they look at you, because that's what it's about.
It's definitely about change. It's about taking this show, this platform that we have, because at the end of this is a platform. And the platform that we have, what are we going to do with it? What are we going to start with?
We're trying to change.
Right.
That's
So
what
we're
we're
trying to
doing.
put out there that it is a better, but we're trying to, plant a seed, because at the end of the day, people that might not change overnight. Basically, what you're doing is planting a seed that people, would begin the process of becoming, that change they want to see as well. Whatever aspect it is, we're dealing with this aspect today because this is the thing that's happening and more exposed, and that's the greatest thing. What's going on, Chance? Okay.
That's how we're gonna look at each other.
I go with you.
So I was reading. So this is doctor. Her name is Julie Hare, and I'm pretty sure most of you have seen it, but it went viral probably, and I'm pretty sure some of you. I don't know if you've seen it, but I kind of wrote down what she said, and what she said was kind of profound because it's actually really true.
Okay, what she said.
And on the basis of it, she was like, the reason why we are so to have this covenant. This is the best part of my action plan is to reclaim the minds of our children.
Okay.
They went into the black homes. Now the powers that be told us that we cannot discipline your children anymore. If you discipline your children, we're going to take you to jail. This is the kind of thing that they
That's right.
told us. They went into the public schools and took the discipline out of there. So when we acted up, in there they put our boys and our black men in something called special classes.
Right.
And as you know, these special ed classes are nothing but holding cells until they can go to the state prison. This is what they did, and then they are the thing that they knew if we could put them in prison, we can have them convicted for a felony. Then once they get out of prison, they cannot get a job because of that. You know, and then if they happen to even eke out a job, they have to pay taxes on a job. They cannot vote, and they can call the taxation without representation. Call it taxation without representation. That's what it was, that's what we are looking at. And it's one of the things we learned to do. They did a grand thing when they took discipline from us, because when they made our parents afraid to discipline the children, then what happened? We found out that the teachers were afraid of the principals. The principals were scared of the superintendents. The superintendents were scared of the school board.
That's right.
The school board was scared of the parents, and the parents were scared of the children. And the children ain't scared of nobody. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? How are the kids not scared of nobody? I mean, I don't understand that you can't discipline your kids. I don't really get that. I don't understand that, because I believe by any means necessary, what you do with your child is your business. Any way means necessary to keep them out of jail or keep them out of trouble is the way you need to do it. Because I wish somebody would have came to my grandmother and told her, you know what I mean, that you can't spank your grandchildren.
That's right.
Because she would have been.
Well, why do you think? But that's great. You know what I'm saying? We always, you know what I'm saying? I agree with that to a certain extent. But why do you think that has come abroad? At the end of the day, what is your opinion on that? Do you think all of a sudden just came up with? Do you think it's
because these kids are not listening. These kids don't listen to nobody.
Okay.
They don't respect nobody.
Okay, good. That could be one. That could be one. I think that's half the story. You know what I'm saying? We have parents that's growing up these days, you know, that we can't tell the children from the kids.
Which is true.
As well.
You got a point.
And the parents,
you got a point.
You know what I'm saying, are bugging out.
You got a point.
You know what I'm saying? Come on. We got parents, you know what I'm saying, that's, you know what I'm saying, drowning their babies.
Right.
We got, you know what I'm saying, we got parents, you know what I'm saying, that's beating their children to death. We got parents, you know what I'm saying, at the end of the day, we got parents at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, that's allowing their boyfriends, you know what I'm saying, to abuse, you know what I'm saying, the children as well. You know, as well. Listen, I don't know what you're saying, but okay. Oh, okay, good.
Because that's what I'm doing.
And that's how I look at it.
There we go.
That's how I agree with that 100%. I agree with that 100%, man.
Yes. But yeah, so, you know, it's just, I mean, there got to be some discipline somewhere.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm not saying the abuse. I'm talking about spanking is spanking. You know what I mean? A slap on the face is a slap on the face. And sometimes that's what a kid needs to put it back in check and let them know who runs things here. You know what I mean? Because, you know, back when I was coming up, you know, all your mother had to do was give a look. And you knew what the hell was going on. She didn't have to get over, you know what I mean? She didn't have to get up and tell you she was going to be, oh, it was a look, and after the look was a spanking. Because the look was a warning to let you know that after this look, there was going to be a spanking. You know what I mean? So it's up to you whether you want that spanking or not. You know what I mean? So it's just, you know what I mean? And I'm not saying everybody got to beat their kids, but there's a way of discipline. There's a way of letting them know who the parent is. Because you can't be out here not disciplined. Your child cannot listen to you. You're out here buying them $200 pair of sneakers to walk around in. You know what I mean? To go to school in, and they don't listen to nobody. Because that's just not right. And making no good grades, and they ain't listening to nobody. Because you can't. I don't understand how we have all these kids not graduating school and going to college when they got on $200 pair of sneakers.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But that shows you right there what's happening.
But yeah, but
something's
that's
happening with the parents.
But that's what I'm saying. But there's got to be, okay, you want $200 pair of sneakers, and you got to work for those $200 pair of sneakers, Kim. Rather than I'm just gonna buy them for you because you asked for them, or it's your birthday, or it's Christmas. You know what I mean? Because you ain't do nothing. You know what I mean? That's just the way it got to be. And until you show me you can respect me and do what I asked you to do, then you don't get nothing.
I agree.
You know what I mean? Because that's just that. You know, I mean,
it has to be disciplined, but it also has to be stuff that has to be rewarded at the end of the day. And when you look at that, you know what I'm saying, children has to be rewarded, children has to be disciplined. Right now, you know, at the end of the day, when we look at it, you can't tell which is which as well. We got children, so we got parents about their children.
Well, they were kids when they had them.
Like these Yeezys
babies
right now.
Having babies, that's what we call them.
Yes, we got these parents that's buying children Yeezys. But when you bring children up, you know what I'm saying, that way. Exactly. Yeah, right? $500, $1,000 sneakers, how do you buy that? It's nothing wrong with buying, you know what I'm saying? Nothing wrong with buying. I like the regular price, the $200 one. But it's nothing wrong with, you know what I'm saying, having, you know what I'm saying, expensive stuff. I don't knock stuff that's tangible at the end of the day.
Right.
But I do knock it when, you know what I'm saying, the tangibility has you.
Right.
Because, you know what I'm saying, it's one thing looking good, it's another thing, you know, when things have you.
Right.
You have the new car, new this. But now the things have you, and you have to look at it from that point of view as well. And I think, you know, it has to be a change, but it all has to start with us first.
It got to start with us first, totally. So the next thing I read on this online this week was one of Dr. Martin Luther King's speeches he did back in the day, and this was really good because he was like, in order for your life, you need to have a life blueprint, and that's what you need to start with. And in your life blueprint should be a deep belief in your own dignity, your own worth, your own somebodiness. Don't allow anybody to make you feel that you are nobody. Always feel that you count. Always feel that you have worth, and always feel that your life has an ultimate significance.
Okay.
Secondly, in your life's blueprint, you must have a basic principle: the determination to achieve excellence in your various field or endeavor. You are going to be deciding as the days, the years unfold, what you will do in life, where your life's works will be. Once you discover what it will be, set out to do it and to do it well. Be a bush if you can't be a tree. If you can't be a highway, be a trail. If you can't be the sun, be the star. For isn't by the size that matters. If it isn't by the size that you or win or fail, be the best of whatever you are. Finally, in your life's blueprint, you must be committed. Must be commitment to the eternal principles of beauty, love, and justice. While life for none of us has been a crystal stair, we must keep moving. We must keep moving. If you can't fly, run. If you can't run, walk. If you can't walk, crawl. But by all means, keep moving.
And I think that's the key thing, right?
And that's Dr. Martin Luther King speaking there.
But let me ask you a question, though. We can say that, in schools, people are not teaching about Dr. Martin Luther King.
No.
People are not teaching about their principles and stuff. First thing, it's the easiest thing, telling somebody you need a blueprint. How do I get the blueprint?
Well, the blueprint starts, it starts when you decide what you want to be.
Okay.
I mean, that starts
there
at
are people that don't even know what they want to be.
I know it now.
They don't know what they want to be. They don't know what they want to do. They came up some came up from broken families. Some people came from families, people that work 2 jobs, don't have time for the children because they're trying to make ends meet. They're working 12 and 14 hours, and you tell them, we know, son, be the blueprint. Our daughter, so we need to have a blueprint. What do that blueprint look like? What is that blueprint? That blueprint has to be more substance than anything for us just to talk. Well, if you don't run, if you can't run, walk. If you can't fly, what else does that mean? People don't even know who Martin Luther King is. People don't say at the end of the day. So a lot of these, they're not teaching about this. So what do we do at the end of the day? What do we do, Ty? You tell me. What do we do?
What do we do? We start teaching.
Exactly. We start teaching them what, though? What is the blueprint? If you've never read that, what would be your blueprint?
My blueprint was when I realized what I wanted to do after having my first job in a county schools department.
Okay.
I knew I wanted to work with people.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And I kept working with people. Every job that I had was with people or young kids.
Right.
And then I decided when I started working at this clothing store, and that's when I knew I had it.
Okay.
And now those things, your dream can change over time.
Of course.
You know what I mean? But I was open from one door to the next door to the next door, which led me here.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So it's all about, because everybody has a journey they want to go into, and you can go on that journey. It's just about, you know what I mean? Sometimes you may get something better. You might, well, maybe this is better for me, and it was.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But I had to be going somewhere.
But you had to be exposed to that. The key thing is you had to be exposed. You can't know something you're really not exposed to it. You only can know, the top of it.
Which is true.
You only know the surface of it. But exposure, at the end of the day, exposure brings on substance.
Which is true.
Substance, brings on growth. Growth brings on, so many things such as maturity. How can I know what I want? How can I become what I want at the end of the day? And we have to look at it from that perspective. We have to stop blaming because I could blame the parent, I could blame the child. But at the end of the day, I heard it's about a community as well. Everybody was involved. As well, I mean, when I was growing up, if I did something, somebody else, somebody else would tell on me and tell my father as well. So the community was involved. And nobody didn't look the other way if their children was being bad. So as a community, it really does take a village, a community. It takes people that work together in concert to raise our children today as well. Because, how did I get the blueprint? How did I find the blueprint? I went and found the blueprint through, challenges, in my life. But then I finally got it. It wasn't given to me. as well. But we as parents, we have a responsibility, our obligation. We as leaders, we as teachers, we as counselors, we have an obligation, you know what I'm saying, to teach, you know what I'm saying, not just our youngsters, but also, you know what I'm saying, the people that doesn't know. I don't care if you're from 8 to 80. You know what I'm saying? Just because you have a certain age, you know what I'm saying, don't mean that brings on wisdom and maturity.
That's true. You got a point there. I mean, but it's got to be somewhere though.
It is somewhere.
But I mean, how do I mean, you people out here watching, you people are listening, how do we get this out to other, to the other people that, you know what I mean, finding out what they want to do with their lives, how they're going to get there, you know what I mean? Because there's some people out there that don't know.
Exactly.
And how do we help those people that don't know? How do we...
You keep putting that word out there. You keep putting the word out there. And the word is your voice. You keep putting your voice, you know what I'm saying, being heard.
I hope somebody out there listening and
when we look at how many people view this reality show, we started out with 65 views. Then we went to 150 views. Then we up to 230 views. You know what I'm saying? People, 230 views, now view what we said. I don't care if... Out of 230, I don't care if 10 people get it. Because I'm more concerned, you know what I'm saying, about the minute than the majority. If 10 people get it, they will tell 10 more people. And they will tell 10 more. It's going to travel. Maybe all 235 didn't get it. But 10 people got it, and that 10 will turn into 235.
Right.
So your word does travel. Your voice travel. Put out something that's positive. Put on something that's a foundation.
This is why I was trying to get that pay it forward thing, because I think that
Pay it forward?
Okay. So pay it forward is what I asked you guys on an assignment a couple of weeks ago about my 3rd episode. And nobody responded, but I'll ask you again. I was asking for I saw a movie called Pay It Forward, and the movie was about, when you help somebody, or when you see a bum on the street,
somebody that's less fortunate.
Somebody's less fortunate, or you want to give somebody something or they ask you for something, you want to give it to them, you give it to them, but then you say you have to help 3 people. You know what I mean? When you help that person, now your job is to help somebody else, and then you got to help 3 people. You know what I mean? And then when that person passes it on, they keep passing it on, and eventually it'll get around the world, and somewhere we can make a better place for us to live.
Right. It starts with the crack, the sliver. And that's what it starts with a sliver. You might not get the explosion that you want. You might get, you might not get, the big kaboom what you want. But at the end of the day, it's the termites that bring down the house. It's not the bowling balls. It's not the big heavy cranes. Termites, it's little termites that just eat away till the house come crumbling down.
Right.
And we have to look at it from that. So you take your voice, I take my voice, and you start eating away at people. What you want to say, their cerebellum. You start eating away at people's cerebellum, and what I mean by eating away at people's cerebellum, you start implanting thoughts. That people probably didn't even think of it that way. People probably because everybody has a different outlook.
And I know and they always got somebody telling you can't be this, you can't be that, but to a certain extent you can't be whatever you want to become.
Excuse me?
To a certain extent, you can't be whatever you want
to
become.
You can.
Okay. You can be whatever you want to become.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's just up to you deciding what you want to be. But you got to decide that and then go at full force. And there's going to be failures, but that's the whole point. You know what I mean? You can't. It's not going to be easy.
What is failures, though?
Yeah, failures are probably just setbacks. They say setbacks.
Failures are just another. You're just going to find another way of doing it.
Another way of doing it.
Are you going to find another way of doing it?
And that's what you got to do. You find your dream. You got to just keep going with it, because once you keep going with it, eventually somebody's going to believe you, and you're going to go right in. You're going to go right in. You know what I mean? So yeah.
People take chances as well. And people don't say, I don't like to say, people think, we have opportunities. And that's all you look at it. Failure is just an opportunity to find another way of doing it. And when you look at it from that point of view, there you go.
Yeah.
Talk to me, man. Give me something, man. What's going on?
So, my next thing I want to talk about, which is going on around in America right about now, because it's about that season, baby.
What's the season?
Are you ready for some football?
Okay.
Yeah, baby.
All right. Are you ready for some football? Let's talk about this. Who we going for?
Oh, we ain't going for nobody.
No, we're not going. No, wait a minute.
Who we talking about? We're not watching no football this season.
No, that's not what I'm talking about. Who
we are not watching no football this season, black people. If y'all didn't get the message, I sent it out to some of y'all. We ain't watching it. So we're going to black out the NFL because of Colin Kaepernick. There was a big thing on the internet that went viral. I saw it because they won't let Colin Kaepernick back into the NFL because of his stand last year. But you're going to tell me that we can have white supremacist Nazis walking around and nobody doing nothing. Really?
That's crazy.
You know what I mean?
That's crazy.
And we're going to take down statues because they were walking around. You know what I mean? This is crazy.
But you know
this
what?
Is crazy.
Talk about them statues for a minute. And I really want to tell. Nobody's really talking about that. And let me tell you what I'm talking. Let me tell you my point. What I'm talking about when nobody's talking about that. How long them statues been there?
A lot of years.
Why we want to take them down now?
My point exactly.
We want to take them down now. You know why? Oh, Ty, come on now. You know why they want to take it down? Because it took an event. You know what I'm saying? If somebody's saying something, it took exposure as well. Because that's all it takes. It takes somebody to plant that seed into your head.
That's the same thing I was talking about a couple of years ago.
We didn't think about taking them back.
Right.
Now, but soon as Trump said that we have this, and he was a slave owner, most people probably didn't know.
This is the same thing I was saying about the Confederate flag in South Carolina. You know what I mean? They
don't know.
I'm like, no. They've been flying this flag for years. All these years, this flag, and these people been up. Y'all ain't said nothing.
Exactly.
All of a sudden.
Then we used to watch Dukes of Hazzard?
All the time.
Dukes of Hazzard. The Confederate flag on the car. The General, listen to the language. General Lee. Who's General Lee? We want to take down the statue, ain't we? Okay. Little message, but think about this. Little messages.
Crazy.
It's little messages that they implant in you slowly.
Crazy.
Come on,
Hector,
now.
what's going on, baby?
Hector, what's going on? Thank you. We appreciate you, Hector.
I'm gonna get to your.
Nairobi, thank you, baby, for joining. What's going on, man? How's everything, baby?
So yeah, we got. I believe that we should do this because we make up 15% of the NFL, and I wish that if
we
these
make
guys,
up 15% of the NFL.
Yeah,
that's something else.
It's crazy.
15%. Now, what part of the 15% are we talking about?
He's a top 5 quarterback. I mean, he's not even second stream. He's like a quarterback that plays on the field that could win a Super Bowl. You know what I mean? It's not like we were talking about second stream guy that just won. This is a good guy. You know what I mean? And he took a stand. People don't understand. These people are human beings before they are football players. And if you can't tell me he can't express his human being or him being a human and feeling something and not wanting to stand for something, then that's just wrong for America to believe that this is wrong. Because this is what we tell people every day.
Hey Rose, how we doing, lovely?
Believe in what you're doing, stand up for what is right, and you do it. And like he said, why are you gonna stand up for something that don't pertain to him? Because if you really look at it, that song does not pertain to us. You know what I mean? Because if it said justice for all, then we would all be created equal and wouldn't be having no racist marches like we had last week, and it's things like stuff like this won't be going on.
I agree with that. I agree with you 100%. There's a point there. But you know what I'm saying? But look what's happening though. Colin Patrick, I'm saying his name.
Colin Kaepernick.
Colin Kaepernick did.
Kaepernick. There we go.
Colin Kaepernick did.
Get those syllables in.
Okay, help me out. What Colin Kaepernick did, that's going to go down in history. Right there. Mm-hmm. But see what he's doing? One small step. You know what I'm saying? That he did is a great giant step. It's going to go down.
Yeah, but it shouldn't have to cost him.
Why?
It shouldn't have to cost him his sport that he loves so much, that he spent so much time perfecting and trying to become.
I understand what you're saying.
That just it's not right.
A lot of things are not right.
This is not right.
Okay.
Because let a white dude do some crap like this. Ain't nobody.
I wish
one of you white dudes would kneel down with one of these black dudes and see what's gonna happen.
What you say?
I wish one of these white dudes would kneel down with one of these black dudes whenever they would decide to kneel. Decide to stand on their side. You know what I mean? And actually do something. You know what I mean? Don't talk about it, be about it.
Okay, I agree with that.
And see what they do. Because this is wrong. And then also too, at this same Nazi white supremacist march, there were no police, there were no barricades, there was no tear gas, none of that. None of that.
But when you look at our race.
But every time we want to protest, there's always got to be something out there.
And we can have nothing in our hand.
Nothing in our hand, nothing to do. We ain't running over nobody, we ain't killing nobody.
Exactly.
All we're doing is protesting, and y'all come over here and attack us and arrest us and all that. Y'all only arrest one soul, and the person that ran over and killed this woman, he ain't even in jail. I don't believe it. If he is, I haven't heard anything about it. Where is this man that ran over these people and killed this little 32-year-old girl? You know what I mean? That had a future. You know what I mean? Over some hate and some. You know what I mean? These are modern day terrorists. Y'all call it white supremacy and hate and all that. I call them modern day terrorists because they want to kill a group of people. They don't like a group of people over what? Over the color of their skin?
That's right. Your beliefs.
Your beliefs. I kind of wish we can all just one day wake up and all our skin is peeled back and we have no color, nothing but this red flesh up under our skin, and we can and that's it. Because
but at the end of the day, that sounds good though, Ty. Even though, you know what I'm saying, you might feel that on your flesh. Even though everybody might look the same. If I don't change the way you think, I don't care what you have on, what you believe. You know what I'm saying? It all starts with a thought. I gotta get, you know what I'm saying, we have to change what people think so they'll change their action. Because at the end of the day, when you look at it, right action, you know what I'm saying, doesn't change wrong thinking. People may do the right thing, but if you don't change your thinking, you still, you know what I'm saying, you still have that thought process. People go acting. People do stuff on stage. You said it's 15%. Come on. You said it's 15% us, you know what I'm saying, that make up the NFL. What part of the 15% are we talking? I'm not talking about players. We're not talking
black players.
I'm not talking about players. I'm talking
about?
about owners. I'm talking about people who say that's in control. I'm talking about owners. You know what I'm saying? Not like
Well,
say.
we do know Venus and Serena own the Miami Dolphins.
Okay, is that 15%?
They probably own a little more.
But no. You're missing the point.
No, it's
The
not
point-
50%.
My point is this.
I know what you mean.
Okay, so stop. You know what I'm saying? What's going on? Come on, come back. Don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Don't do that.
I
You
just
know what I'm saying?
I just want to throw it up in there.
Come
you
on,
know.
but look at that. If you know what I'm saying, if this person owned, you know what I'm saying, part of, you know what I'm saying, the NBA, NFL, and this person, you know what I'm saying, we have this white person, we have this white person. We are, you know what I'm saying, we are, you know what I'm saying, people, you know what I'm saying, that's African American, that look like us, breathe like us, smell like us, you know what I'm saying, that have any type of ownership. Because at the end of the day, it's about ownership. You don't always want to play in the field. You actually want to own the field at the end of the day. Because as long as you're playing the field, you still, you know what I'm saying, are taking orders from somebody at the end of the day. Until, you know what I'm saying, you have ownership.
That's what this guy said the other day on the line. He was talking about that
Talking
same
so
thing.
loud. I can't hear you, baby.
He was
Talk to
talking
me a
about
little
the
bit.
same thing. This guy was talking about the same thing online about, you know, he was calling and got the DJ out. And he was like, yeah, I'm part owner. He said, yeah, but can you give your son a job if he came here and walked right now? Can you give him a job? He was like, no, but you don't own nothing.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? You got to, if you're gonna leave something leave a legacy or leave something behind for
Exactly.
your child.
I agree
you know
with
what I
you.
mean? To walk up in here and get a job or do whatever you need to do for him. You know what I
Right.
mean?
I agree with you 100%.
But if you can't do that, then you're just working for somebody. You know what I mean?
You
That's
are.
it.
Because the idea should, you know what I'm saying, be on. Do we want? I don't want to, you know what I'm saying, work, you know what I'm saying, for somebody all my life. At the end of the day, 2 years, in 2 years, I want to leave the hospitality industry, you know what I'm saying, and become owners, you know what I'm saying, of my dream and my
Right.
aspirations as well.
Nice.
Because, you know, that's how I look at it. Do you just want to, you know what I'm saying, continue to work for somebody to be 65 or 70, to hit the 70, till we believe we can
Well, I
collect? No, you don't. Till we believe that we can collect, you know what I'm saying, some type of income that we thought, you know what I'm saying, that they owe us, that we put our money into. Come on. It's time to, you know what I'm saying, take back, you know what I'm saying, take back, you know what I'm saying, what's rightly yours. Because long as you know what I'm saying, are becoming a participate in the workforce, you know what I'm saying, area, as becoming that participant, you have to become a participate, you know what I'm saying, in ownership. And at the end of the day, that's how I look at it. Come on, you know what I'm saying, Classic Man, tell me something, man. Classic
I'm
Man.
trying.
I want you to say it. Talk over me. You know what I'm saying, if you need to. Come on, talk over me.
No, because we keep going. Because you know, as I try, you know, as we try to put the word out there, you keep reminding me that there's a lot of people that's not getting it. And you know, we kind of forget about those people that are not getting it.
All right.
And you see them on the train every day. You see them out there in the world every day.
It's like the Matrix.
You know what I mean? And you don't even, you know, because I try. You know, even when people do something
Hey,
crazy,
Toya, baby, how you
I
feel?
I do try to
Love you.
to give them a little bit of manners, respect.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because if I don't teach them, then they're never gonna know. You know what I mean? I do it when I can.
And that's the thing about it.
I do it when I can, but how do we reach the ones that are not connected? You know what I mean?
How do you reach? That's a good question.
Yeah.
Hey, what's going on? Hey, how you feel? Thank you for joining
I'm just
in.
trying to figure out because
You know how you reach the one that's not connected? Is everybody connected to the show?
yeah.
No, they're not.
Everybody's
Everybody's not connected. But somebody that's knows somebody
Yes.
connected. Keep
Yes.
speaking your word. Don't worry
Yeah.
about that. You keep speaking your truth.
No, I'm just saying that
Yes.
that's what no, but you always keep reminding me that.
No, I don't want to remind you of that.
No,
Let me
but
stop.
no. What I'm saying is, when I make up, you know, when I try to make, when we try to, as all of us trying to make life better for all of us, right?
Right, we are.
Like you said, I mean, like I said before, some of them are not going to get it. Some haven't been shown. Some of them haven't been taught. You know what I mean? And I get that. But the thing is, how do we reach those people? You know what I mean? Because Jesse Jackson and Louis Farrakhan was on this panel, and it went viral also too. I get a lot of my news and my information from the internet, and I like to read a little. I like to read a lot too. But this was one of those things he said. Jesse Jackson was kind of just saying, "Oh, you know, we're winning, and you know, we've done a lot. You know what I mean? And you know, we should be happy where we are here." And Louis Farrakhan rebutted. He says, "No, we're not. We're not winning. You know what I mean? Because the masses are not winning, and that's the point. That's the problem. You know what I mean? Yeah, there's a few of us out there that
That's
are.
the point I'm
actually,
trying to make.
You know what I mean?
There's a point.
Right.
There's a few
There's
of
a few
us.
of us out there. There's a percentage of us out there doing a little bit. You know,
Right.
doing a little bit better than the masses.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So how do we translate what we've done to get them where they need to be? I mean, and I think it's all goes into helping people and going back. You know what I mean? Giving back to the community. And there's enough of us out there to where we can. I think we can probably help half the problem. You know what I mean? The other half comes from everybody else.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I think that we can solve some of these issues that we're going through rather than just letting it be.
Or we can start the conversation.
Yeah.
We can start the conversation to begin, you know what I'm saying, to have rebuttals, you know what I'm saying, to the issues. We can start the conversation, you know what I'm saying, just to bring awareness about what the issues are. Because some people are in issues and they're not even aware of the issue. They believe this is how life is. And we, you know what I'm saying, how are you going to live 75 times in the same year and call it life? You're doing 75 times the same thing in 1 year, and we call it life. Come on, is people really aware of that? You know, you're doing the same. Come on, you go to work, come home, go to sleep, and also or eat, go to sleep, take a shower, whatever you want to do it. Mm-hmm. But how do you call that life? Because you're being programmed and you're being conditioned. That's what it is. And then, come on, think about this. You know.
Yeah, but at least condition yourself to what you want to be doing.
How do you do it? How do you do it? It takes something to break that monopoly. You know, something has to break that cycle because the cycle needs to be broken.
So,
prime example.
Okay, okay, go ahead.
Prime example. Look at the statues. The statue's been there forever. Something happened. You know what I'm saying? Where Donald Trump spoke that word. And, you know, so come on, we have Barack Obama just in there for 8 years. You know what I'm saying? The statue didn't come down. Black president. You know what I'm saying? They find the statue to come down.
But nothing like, but they, you know, they nothing like this ever happened with any other like this.
But at the end of the day, it has happened. It just haven't happened from a top official leader that we are under, such as this.
Number 45 is something else because his little press conference he gave that day. Let me tell. I don't even understand. I didn't watch it, but somebody told me about it, and I'm just like, how in the world how is he number 45?
Who? Are you
number 45.
Okay.
I don't call him.
Okay,
I can't call him his name. I can't call him nothing else but number 45. But that's what he is.
All right.
To me. So that's the new name for our new head of the world.
You know what I'm saying?
Right, United
leader
States.
Of the free world.
Leader of the free world.
Listen to that language. Listen to that language.
Number 45.
You didn't catch it. Listen.
Leader of the new world.
Leader of the free world.
The free world.
Are we really free?
They are.
You know what I'm saying?
They can do whatever they want.
But we said of the free world. Are we really free?
They can do whatever they want.
Okay. You know they can do whatever they want with you too?
No.
Okay. So they have some limitations?
There got to be some.
Okay. Is there? You just said it. Come on, give it to me back. Either they can do whatever they want, or they got some limitations. Which one are you going with?
Okay, there's got to be some limitations somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
All right, because this is not right. I mean, come on now.
I'm waiting.
This is bad. I mean, do we really know how bad this is?
How bad is it?
It's bad.
I don't know. Tell me how bad.
I mean, this is bad. I mean, when you
sound like Michael Jackson.
I'm just saying this is really bad, and we haven't even touched the surface of it. This was just the beginning.
All right, it is.
You know what I mean? This is just the beginning of what they're gonna be doing, or how this is gonna be going. Because they had another march up in Boston this past weekend, and I couldn't go to Boston. It was crazy that these people are marching now. They're coming out and showing their faces, and
why? Tell me why. Because you about to answer. Why. You do know why.
Number 45?
You know what I'm saying? Number 40. Because all you need is a person to back it. Like we're talking right now.
It's crazy.
Imagine what...
They're getting permit. People are giving them permits. Because I didn't know you had to have a permit to protest.
But imagine, if, you know what I'm saying, when people start getting behind what you're saying, people start getting behind what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And they stop back. What you mean, yeah?
Yeah,
you know
they've been doing this for years, though.
Okay.
This is like they had a website for this.
Okay.
What?
At the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? We got a website too, so what's the problem? But it's going to take something. It's going to take somebody, you know what I'm saying, to break that, you know what I'm saying, monopoly. Stop making it a 360.
It's crazy.
Man, I'm not talking to you. You making things a 360. I want to interject that circle.
We are going to inject this circle.
No, we are interjecting.
We are interjecting, but I can't understand how in America, how did somebody get murdered? They got killed. This woman got ran over. An innocent person got ran over. Was protesting for the other side.
In 1967, people, you know what I'm saying, our black people, you know what I'm saying, that looks like us, smell like us, you know what I'm saying, was getting on live TV getting eaten by dogs.
They were.
As well. They was getting hosed on live TV on the news. And you ask me how does somebody does this? The same way they did it back then.
True.
There's no difference.
You're right.
Are you kidding me?
I thought that was.
It was on live TV, you know, people getting eating, people getting hurt, people getting killed. Black people, you know what I'm saying, of our skin color, and it was okay. You got to remember, don't be think because it's legal. Slavery was legal at one time too. At the end of the day, come on now, understand what we're talking about here.
You're right about that. That's
you know,
crazy.
And we got pictures, we got documentaries about it, and it's okay. There's like, they'll get over it, and they try to push us to get over it. At the end of the day, don't talk about
Give
slavery.
them something and they forget about it.
You know what I'm saying? Come on, don't talk about it because you want somebody to get over it. You want somebody, your feelings to be suppressed. Oh, it's been so long. I agree with that. It's been a long time, but when my past catches up to my future, you know what I'm saying? It's a huge thing because if you still doing the same thing that you did in the past and now it's become your future, then we need to check that. Now, if the past is the past, if it's not happening no more, it doesn't exist. It's not a minute or minutia, you know what I'm saying, of any part, you know what I'm saying, that's happening, that's something different. But if it's still happening and it's still surface and we still got a root, then we have to think about it. It is happening. You know what I'm saying? It's been happening and now it's just being recorded, it's being exposed. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, and we have to look at it from that point of view. And if you stop, if we don't look at it and we don't take charge and do something, and doing something don't always mean going out there, you know what I'm saying, acting like, you know what I'm saying, we are a bunch of animals because we think that gets us somewhere at times. Right now, we're doing something right now. You know, so we're not becoming a part of the problem, but we are becoming a solution and an opportunity to, you know what I'm saying, to a situation that's in front of us. Talk to me, Mr. Classic Man. You just, you know what I'm saying, what's going on, man?
I'm listening. I'm
I want to
letting
listen
your
too.
point across because because we're back to this, and this is what I was trying to find earlier, and the guy was from this guy that was videotaping this whole movement. This whole thing that saw the car. He didn't show the video of the car, but he saw the car riding by. He was from the NFBD movement, and he had an interview with the president of Black Lives Matter before he was shooting, and he says white silence racism, white silence equals violence.
Say it one more time.
He says white silence equals violence.
Okay.
So, after this car had ran in and ran over this woman and all that, he came by. The guy said, "This is crazy." He started talking to two guys. One guy was one of the white Nazi guys. The other one, I think both were, but one of them said, "Oh no, I think somebody got hurt." And the other one guy said, "I hope so. That's good." And the other guy was like, "No, I don't think that's good." But then he said, "But she might have been died." And he's like, "Even better." The other one guy was like, "No, I don't feel that way." The other one was like, "Yeah, I hope she is," and he kept walking.
Because you know why?
But wait,
hatred has been being bombarded.
It is. But after all this happened,
Carlos, thank you for tuning in.
After all this
Appreciate
happened,
you, brother.
this guy had a little monologue at the end of his video.
Reggie, how we doing? It's been a long time.
It was a great little monologue, and I touched on it a little bit earlier. And he said, "I think what is important is that we realize what happened today. This is terrorism. I think what's important is that from here we move on in a way where we support one another, in a way where we stop being silent about things. We don't enable racist ignorance. Racist ignorance behavior make these people feel uncomfortable for stating their ignorance. Make them feel uncomfortable about their being overtly or racist. You should be embarrassing. It's just losers that are in a way afraid of competition. They feel like their lives are very insignificant. No one is fighting to take away my voice, or trying to take away any of my rights. The neo-Nazis, white supremacists, the fighting to take away their rights, fighting to take away their voice. It's important to know the distinction. Their distinction. It hurts. It hurts. The argument just goes to you to show you the landscape of our society today. The type of environment that has been promoted and allowed, and if you are not doing something to stand up against it, then you are part of the problem. No, then you are, in fact, you're enabling it. White people have the accessibility and the voice to be able to get the attention and have the power to actually make a real change. In order for us to stand together and make a real difference, we have to move. The only thing you know about our culture, no. Yeah, that's it. But that's what he was saying. You know what I mean? It's not. It's part of us. It is part of us. But white people have to do their job too, because it's a black and white thing. It's not only a black thing; it's a white thing. You know what I mean? And that's where we try to put blame on who's more racist or who's more angry. You know, who's more oppressed. You know what I mean? white folks, you ain't got nothing to be angry about. You ain't got nothing to be oppressed about because you haven't been oppressed for all these years, and you haven't. And nothing as bad has ever. You know what I mean? Really much bad have happened to you as far as like it's been to us. You know what I mean? We have to walk around every day wondering who's gonna mess up, who's gonna mess with us today, who's gonna do something racist, and we have to deal with it. Either we be silent about it or we keep moving.
But look at it from this way. It's not about who's gonna do something abrupt.
No, because sometimes somebody told me the other day, don't fight the battles, fight the wars. You know what I mean? Because the battles, you save up your favors. Because when you get to the war, you're going to need all those favors that you got saved up. So you save them up. You was going to say?
No, I'm listening to what you said. I'm taking in.
No, I was trying to finish what I was saying, but now, yes.
I think, when you look at things, you're looking at things, from an abrupt point of view. From what I said. Because we are looking at how is this happening, how's all this stuff happening as well. But like we just say, all this stuff has happened so much. It has been happening, We're looking at, back from, from the early 1900s as well. And we just talked about that, with, on TV, people, a lot of African Americans, are being killed, are being slaughtered, are being hosed, and being beaten, on TV, on live TV. And then you ask me how is this happening today as well? That's how it's happening today. It's been happening. It just, we just have all these smart devices, what we call them smart devices, all these smart devices that's being live recorded, and that, a child, an 8-year child can, record, all this stuff. Racism has been an issue. It has always been an issue in this country. So we say this is the land of the free to a certain extent. How can we say this is the land of the free and I'm still here in captivity? How can you say that's the land of the free? It's the land of the free for who? You have to think about, what you're saying at the end of the day. And that's just the way I see it.
No, that's totally true. I mean, yes. I keep losing my train of thought because I keep telling you, look at the camera.
Okay. Oh, my goodness. He keeps telling me to look at the camera. That's what he keeps saying. He said, Calvin, keep looking at the camera.
Because you keep looking at me. I'm like, look at me in the camera.
You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at the camera.
Because people...
Cameraman, turn around.
They want to see our face.
You know what I'm saying? Please, zoom in or zoom out as well. But yeah. Treva, how you doing, man? Thank you for tuning in. We appreciate you as well. How's everything going? How's the family? Thank you for tuning in. Me and the classic man. So I appreciate you.
Will Smith I was watching, he did something, and I was watching him on Facebook this week, and he says, we have a lot of fear in our life about what we're gonna do, and you fear this and you fear that.
I saw it, yes.
And he says God placed the best thing in life on the other side of terror. On the other side of terror, on the other side of your maximum fear, and all of the best things in life, everything you want is on the other side of fear. And that's so true in a whole lot of different ways. You know what I mean? Because when we decide that we want to go you want to do something with your life and change, or whatever you want to become, your dream, as we're gonna say. I mean, that dream is there, but it's gonna take a lot to get there.
Really? Wow.
I mean, sometimes, like I said, you go through a lot to get somewhere. You know what I mean?
Sometimes.
Some trials and tribulations, some
I was just talking about fear, though. And so many you just talked about fear. So I was just talking about fear, with a friend of mine, and we was talking about fear. And I said, sometimes we fear things that haven't materialized yet. We fear things, of the unknown, and we fear things that might be impossible, and things that we're uncertain about. And when we look at fear, you're like, oh, this might happen, this may happen, this might happen. But at the end of the day, how do you fear something that hasn't even happened, that haven't even materialized, because something you have played or made up in your mind and has come to a subjective that, hey, I believe this might happen, I believe this could go wrong, but how about if it go right? How about if you excel at it? How about, this never happened? So you're already scared of the unknown. Right. As well. And things that we scared of, we don't understand, we demonize.
And then you have people telling you, yeah, oh, you can't be that, because you're like, oh, what do you think about being that? Oh, you can't be that.
I don't like nobody telling me what I can't do. What you mean I can't do that?
I said you can't do it.
I don't believe you. I can do all things.
And that's what you got to believe. You can do all things.
I truly believe that. I can do all things. Come on now.
It's crazy.
But you actually kind of keep saying that. Sometimes you have to speak to yourself.
I do, because it's crazy. And sometimes I be to myself like, this is crazy. How in the world we live in a world like?
Some people say they don't answer themselves, but we do answer ourselves.
We do answer ourselves.
I was having a conversation with a friend like, you don't answer yourself? I'm like, okay.
All the time.
I answer myself.
All the time.
I'm like, man, I don't believe this. Who you talking to? You had a whole conversation about yourself. Come on.
All the time.
At the end of the day.
All the time. Because you gotta know, you know what I mean? Because sometimes you ain't got somebody to talk to. Sometimes it's you and
You
your
gotta
brain.
speak words. You gotta listen.
And
If nobody
that,
else,
you know what that's called? It's called meditation.
okay, sure. Sometimes it could be called encouragement.
It can.
Because if nobody else encourages, you better know how to encourage yourself.
And
You better know how to pat yourself on the back.
That's what it
You know,
is.
you want somebody to hug, you better know how to hug yourself.
Right.
You know, hug yourself. Hug yourself. Like, man, I love me. How many people say they love them? If more people say they love themselves, you know what I'm saying, they'll start loving other people, you know what I'm saying? And then hatred, you know what I'm saying, at times will start to be abolished.
Somebody's lying too. You can't love nobody else until you love yourself.
That's what I believe that.
Totally.
You cannot love me
can.
or claim to love me if you treat yourself, you know what I'm saying, in a way that is destructive, you know what I'm saying, and hurtful to yourself. This is not love.
I always say
this
people
is not love.
I always say people gotta treat me better. I got people gotta love me more than I love myself. Because if you treat me better than I love myself, then that means you're a good person.
That's a deep statement, man.
It is.
And I don't understand that.
It is, but you know,
I don't understand it.
Because you have people that become friends, right? And those people become friends, and you have a love for them. You know what I mean? And they have a love for you, right?
Thank you, baby.
But that love is only, you know what I mean? How much do they really love you? And that means sometimes they're going to make decisions on that love.
Here you go.
What they're going to do for you rather than doing for themselves. And that's how you know. That's why I always say I want people to love me more than I love myself. Because when I know that, then I know you're going to go the extra mile when that happens.
So we talking about unconditional love?
Unconditional love.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
But sometimes love is going to hurt.
Oh, of course.
Do you believe that?
Yeah, of course.
Do you believe that? I'm going to say it again.
Hurts.
Does
love
it?
hurts.
Does love hurt?
Love's supposed to hurt.
It's supposed to hurt?
I mean, yeah.
Okay, define it. Because I want you to define how something.
No, love is not supposed to hurt.
Okay, I want you to define that. How is love supposed to hurt?
No,
You know
love is not supposed to hurt. Love
that don't even make sense.
No, love is not supposed to hurt.
That's like a man beating on a woman and says, I love you.
Yeah,
you don't love you. You have a problem.
Love is not
supposed
supposed to hurt. No.
As
But
well
what
as
I'm
that.
saying is, I mean, love is unconditionally, and when you love somebody, whether it be a friend, whether it be somebody you're with, I mean, you love them unconditionally, and loving them unconditionally means you take them for who they are, what they stand for, and all those good things.
I'm gonna love you beyond your faults.
There we
I may
go.
not agree
Hey,
with
now.
everything you do.
Hey, now.
I might not support everything you do, but because of my love, you know what I'm saying, I do love you. That don't mean I come and support you and everything you do. That don't mean I come and, you know what I'm saying, tolerate what you do. But that means I can encourage you to tell you, hey, what about this? It's one thing to encourage, it's one thing to give ideas, but it's another thing to channel, it's another thing to put somebody in the right direction as well. Which way are we going to go? So most people talk at people instead of talking with people. You know what I'm saying? Don't talk at me because I'm not receptive of that. But if you talk with me, if you join me in the conversation, you know what I'm saying, and commune with me, then I understand you. You start talking at me, my ears go deaf, you know, at the end of the day, and we have to look at it from that point of view.
And another thing too, you know what I mean? You got to start that conversation. You know, it's got to be a conversation.
That's the great thing.
It's got to be the start of the conversation.
That brings us back to the fourth. I bring it back to like the fifth or the fourth episode. Then we need a talker.
We need to have a conversation.
Now you're saying it right.
We need to have a
conversation. We need to develop that dialogue because it can't be a monologue. It can't be just one person. I'm saying just listening. I need you. You know what I'm saying, to jump in, Toya. You know what I'm saying. I need you just to jump in.
What up, Toya?
You know what I'm saying, and just talk.
Totally.
Talk. You can talk over me.
Totally. But yes, because this is where it starts. And I was talking to somebody, you know what I mean? And when you say have a conversation, whoever's in the conversation, one can't be talking more than the other one.
Oh God!
It's not
Okay.
a conversation.
You got
what I mean?
Woo!
But if you
Oh
two
my
are
goodness.
conversing and you're hearing each other's opinions and you're actually talking about what you need to be talking about, and then stop having these little petty ass conversations too. When you go out other places, yeah, everybody's talking about we don't want to have these serious conversations and all that, but it's his life that we're talking about. And if you're not having these life conversations with people that you're hanging out with, then we have a problem.
I love that. But see, let's not take that word too literal. This is life conversations we having about what is life.
Yeah, because you know
what
what
is
I mean?
life?
If your life conversation is about on Instagram when you're going to Gucci buying a pair of shoes, then that's not life.
That's not life.
You know what I mean?
That's
if
not
you're talking
life.
about,
Juanita, thank you for joining.
Because like I said, you're part of the problem if you're angry about what happened last week down in Charlottesville, Virginia, but you ain't doing nothing about it because you.
What should they
do
though?
You know
Most people don't know what to do.
No. You talk about it amongst your friends. You talk about people that you work with. white people, black people, Spanish. You talk about everybody because everybody needs to have this conversation. You know what I mean? Because, like I said, everybody feels a certain way. So let's see how everybody feels. And you can't
The door needs to be open.
And you can't be upset with their response because people have a right to feel the way they want to feel. Like these white racist people, they have a right to feel the way they want to feel. We can't take that away from them. You know what I mean? Just like we have the Black Panthers. You know what I mean? And my question: where were the Black Panthers when all this was going on? How you gonna let these motherfuckers walk down the street? But whatever. But with that being said, I mean, this is where that's where it starts. The conversation needs to start to be had because you can't be mad at your coworker because, you know what I mean, you find out that she don't like black people. You know what I mean? Because you haven't asked the questions whether she know why you work with her all those years, whether she like black folks or not. Or if we see your coworker on the YMCA, because a lot of these people got fired from their jobs once they showed their butts out where they were at a couple of weeks ago, last week. So you know what I mean? You talk to people. Because you gotta know people's stand when something hits the fan.
The door has to be open. The conversation has to begin.
You gotta have the conversation,
and that's the key thing. That is just the scratching point. That is just the surface. I'm saying about what we're talking. The conversation has to begin, and it has to begin somewhere as well. That's not the solution, but you know what I'm saying. But that's the opening of the door.
Start. That's the start.
Exactly. That's the start.
You gotta start somewhere.
Start somewhere.
Because the way we've been going is not happening. We gotta figure out how we're gonna start this off right.
You know,
so are we starting it off?
And the thing about you know what's so strange about this? You know, we have a conversation. We have conversation about stuff that has no relevance
to nobody's life.
People
not
know
even
more
yours.
about Cardi B new song. You know what I'm saying? Than we know, like, yeah.
But then
we know about anything else.
But then you want to be upset and outraged
exactly.
when you see a march down there because you ain't done nothing all year.
But you know about some blood shoes.
But Instagram and Snapchat. So how am I supposed to believe that this is what you want to do when you ain't even doing nothing about it yourself? You know what I mean? Because everybody can sit up here and talk about how angry they was, and you know what I mean. What did you do? What are you gonna do about it? You know what I mean, you can go out there and protest and march and all that, but everybody's gonna forget that tomorrow. You know what I mean, what are you doing every day to change it?
But that's the key thing. What you said, Ty, and it's so important. You know, we have to be consistent in the day because we stand up, but we don't stand up for long. You said that we sit down. Can we be
consistent? Can we be?
You
consistent?
have to be consistent. Marching, protesting has
consistent?
changed things. You can't say protesting has changed things in the 1940s.
Change what? I'm talking about what does it change? Because show me some change.
You want me to show you some change?
No, okay. Protesting in the 1940s.
That's what I just said.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
Okay, because I'm saying I was about to.
I'm talking now. I'm like, well, show me something that's different than when we started with. You know what I mean? Show me something that's different than when we started. You know what I mean? Because I don't see no change.
You sure
I haven't seen. No, I haven't.
Okay, you want me to change?
I haven't.
You want me to show you the change?
And we can't say Barack Obama is the president.
No,
we can't do that.
I'm not. I'm talking about individual change.
Okay.
You said show me some change. Are you thinking differently now?
I've always thought differently.
Okay. Are you thinking more differently now? We just
talked.
No, stop it. So, all right. Prime example.
Yes.
You've always thought more differently.
Yes.
Have you changed the way you thought? Have you evolved?
Yes.
Whoa. So you changed.
Yes.
So change is to evolve.
I change every day.
Okay. Oh, so you're evolving every day.
To be better.
So you say you're evolving every day.
Every day.
So that means you're changing.
Yes.
Okay. That's the change right there. Now pass it along.
I'm always passing it along.
All right. And they're gonna change. There you go. That's the change. It begins with you, not them.
No, true.
You know what I'm saying?
True.
It begins with me, not you.
True.
But I'm gonna grab your hand, you're gonna grab my hand, then we want to make this happen together.
I'm gonna grab everybody's hand and we're gonna make a big world unity and we're gonna make this world better. Are y'all ready? Cause we ready. We gotta make sure y'all ready, cause we ready.
Oh my God. Do you like our new cups?
Cause are
Look
y'all
at
ready?
our new cups.
Are y'all ready? Are
Show
y'all
me
ready?
a cup.
We got the new cups.
Do you know?
Are y'all ready? Cause we ready. If y'all ready for change, I mean, let's do it. Because I think, you know what I mean, we gotta be ready. You know what I mean? Because this is what it's gonna take.
It's gonna take something. And changes begin with me. And change begin with me. Change begin with you. And don't begin, you know what I'm saying, who we expect, you know what I'm saying, certain leaders, you know what I'm saying, to become, to help us to change because we feel because they're in office and they have a platform. You have a platform too. You have a voice too. And we have so much social media. We have so much, you know what I'm saying, access to so many different things. And we can make so many things go viral. You know what I'm saying? But we can't make this go viral.
Instead of making these fights, you be putting on hip hop and all. What's that? Wall Star Hip Hop. Instead of doing all that,
yeah, World Star.
How about
y'all
make
a fortune?
How about y'all sit down and have a conversation with you teenagers and y'all talk about something? How about that? Let me people watch that. Because we love to know what y'all think about, what y'all talk about when y'all sitting around doing nothing. You know what I mean? Because I know what I'm talking about when I'm with a group of people that's my age, and you know what I mean? We sit around and have a conversation. But most people that's older than me, because I can't do people my age because they don't have nothing to talk about, but they want to talk about their Instagram and texting. You know what I mean? I can't do people that want to talk, look at their phone when I'm sitting in front of them talking. I can't do that.
Yeah,
so,
right?
You know what I mean?
Because you know what it is? It's like the Matrix.
It is.
It's like the Matrix.
And like I always said, if my conversation is not interesting you, then we don't need to be talking.
There you go.
You know what I mean? That's what I say, because anybody that pick up their phone when we're talking, then that means I'm not interesting.
Right.
And I always know that I have an interesting conversation to come up with no matter where I'm at, because there's always something good to talk about in this world. You know what I mean? And I always want to find out what people is talking about and how they feel about stuff. And it may be, you know, me being crazy, and you know what I mean.
But don't label yourself though.
No, because people always say, oh, you can't ask people this, you can't talk about that. But it's like, yeah, I live in a world where this stuff is happening, so we got to talk about it.
We have to talk about it.
I need to know what other people are thinking, because if I don't know what other people are thinking, then I'm thinking everybody's like everybody else. You know what I mean? But if I know that you're different than everybody else, okay, I found one, then I find two, and then I find three, then I find four, and eventually I find them all. You know what I mean? Or they find me.
Well, so Juanita posted, she says Trump dominates the conversation.
Number 45. Number 45.
She said Trump dominates the conversation.
Number 45 dominates the conversation these days.
Why do you think he dominates the conversation?
You know why?
Tell me why.
Because people have nothing else to talk about but this crazy, and he ain't got nothing to do with your life right now. All he is doing.
Wait a minute. Say it again.
He has nothing to do personally with your life.
You really think so?
Up until last week,
what are we talking about?
I work right around the corner from him. But up until that point, yeah.
Okay, but what are we talking about right now?
I'm talking about like.
So this is a personal situation.
So
that's
this whole white neo-Nazi march last week, we act like they weren't around. Like, you know what I mean?
Here you go.
You know what I mean? We act like this is something new. Like, we don't know they're here. We knew the Ku Klux Klan existed for a long time, and they've never stopped what they were doing. You know what I mean? They now just got new names. They got modern names for them now. White supremacists. You know what I mean? And these have been names that these people have always been amongst us walking around. Okay? Now, we call them rednecks in the South.
Right.
You know what I mean? You call them white supremacists. You call them Ku Klux Klans. I mean, you make whatever.
And she said Americans have a short-term memory.
But these people, they have always been around. You know what I mean? And there's, you know what I mean? You can pretend like they haven't been around and it's something new to you. No. Go back to our history. They've been around. They've always been around. They just came out. You know what I mean? So don't act like this is something new and this is, oh, you're in disgrace that Trump let this happen and this and that. No, don't. Number 45 let this happen. So don't.
See, and that's the thing about it. It's
not.
Trump, when I look at it, Trump, you know what I'm saying, is a figurehead. Trump is a figurehead. He did not illustrate. He's just the voice of people that feel this way. You know, Trump is just a figurehead, you know what I'm saying, of people, you know what I'm saying, he's speaking for all these people that feel this way. And we have to look at it from that point of view. Did Trump do this? No.
No.
You have people that's behind him. That's, you know what I'm saying, and all he's doing is being a figure. He's just being a follower. At the end of the day, he feels this way. He definitely feels this way, and you have to look at it. If he feels this way already, you know what I'm saying, and we got a group of people that already feel this way, and I'm at a point, you know what I'm saying, of managerial, I can't even say the word right, managerial, you know what I'm saying, managerial, and I'm at the top, you know what I'm saying, of the platform, which is what we believe is the free world. He's speaking out about this.
He is.
He's speaking out about this. He's saying any and everything, and we have to look at that, you know. What's that?
He's reversing plenty of shit.
He's trying to reverse nothing, but a lot of bills haven't been passed.
Yeah, but what are we going to do?
A lot of bills haven't been passed.
This is a question.
As well. A lot of bills haven't been passed. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying he's not, you know what I'm saying, attempting to do something, but are we attempting to do something, you know what I'm saying, to counter-protest that?
No.
We have to look at that. What are we doing, you know what I'm saying, we're just sitting in groups and huddles, and we're starting the conversation, but the conversation needs to go abroad. Because if I hold a conversation with you, Juanita, and I hold a conversation with Ty, we have to make this conversation go viral. We have to make this conversation go abroad. We have to be able to reach people, you know what I'm saying, that want to be reached. We have to be able, you know what I'm saying, to teach people that, you know what I'm saying, that haven't been taught. So if we don't do these type of things and don't embrace these type of people and work together as in concert as well, we would never go nowhere. Because, you know what I'm saying, come on now, it takes a community.
Because after these protests that we be having, I mean, how many people actually sit down and have a chat afterwards? Because I don't know how these things go and what they
executive
do at the
orders.
End. You know what I mean? The fool has been signed. Yeah.
Yes, he said he's been signed. He has been signing executive orders.
He has.
As well as that.
He has.
He has it. How many times has it, you know what I'm saying, all these executive orders, you know what I'm saying, is being passed at the end of the day as well. And we have to look at it from that point of view. Look how many times he tried to ban this, and revert this. How many orders have came in?
But we as America can stop this stuff that's happening.
Exactly, we have to.
And these Republicans and Democrats, so these Republicans, you know, I wish, you know, I don't wish bad on nobody, but I wish something, you know, they can have a little glimpse or a little bit of awareness about what life is like without sitting on that pedestal. You know what I mean? Because they want to stay protected and they want to keep everything right for them. You know what I mean? But this is no longer a Republican world. You know what I mean? This is a democratic, liberal world we're living in now.
Oh my God!
You know what I mean?
Are you serious?
All these old people up there, and they're trying to make life and make everything, make these things happen. You know, the way they think it's supposed to happen. This is not how it's supposed to be going down. I mean, we have spoken. We should be able to get some of the stuff that we want to have and be. You know what I mean? Because we are America. You know what I mean? We are what we make up as we call America. You know what I mean? So how do we decide to overturn this president? You know what I mean? And do this number 45 and do what we want to do?
How do we do it?
We can do it.
Because
y'all going out there protesting every day is crazy. Messing up people's lives. You know what I mean? I understand y'all want to protest and I get it. But protest, and if you're going to protest every day.
Exactly. It got to be consistent.
Do it like you did what they did at Wall Street.
But hold up.
What they do on Wall Street? What they call it downtown? That thing they did a few years ago.
I'm not.
They camped out at Wall Street for like months. I think it was like a whole year.
But you have to remember that, you know what I'm saying? These things, change requires sacrifice. And most people don't want to sacrifice. Most people want to give an offering. And when you look at it's between, you know what I'm saying, giving your offering, giving the praise. That's like if I ask, I always use this about the chicken and the pig. You know what I'm saying? If I ask a chicken for some eggs, that's an offering. But if I ask a pig for some ham, that's a sacrifice as well. Because you know what I'm saying? If I get some ham, that means I gotta cut some things. You know what I'm saying? From that pig, that's a sacrifice. And you know what I'm saying? If you ask the chicken for some eggs, as well as that, occupy Wall Street. Exactly.
That's what we need to do.
You have to look at it from that.
Let's do it. You know what I mean? Because I think that we you know what I mean, these protests, and I get it, and I understand you guys want to stand for something, and you believe you can make change by doing all this, but you also understand that when you do those things, you are disrupting other people's lives at the same time too.
That's right.
I mean, because I understand that you want to do something like that, but like I said, you got to understand there are other people in the world that you're disrupting their life on when you do this. I mean, they got to close down streets, they got to close down roads, they got to close down parks, they got to close down all this stuff just so you can have your
But look what happened when they stayed out there long enough, when they stayed out there months, you know what I'm saying? When they occupied, we had more people getting involved. First they was complaining we had to move them because nobody was moving. They wasn't taking showers, they wasn't bathing, you know what I'm saying? Feces was being around. But then people started taking off. We had, you know what I'm saying, sponsors like Russell Simmons. We had sponsors like, you know what I'm saying, Nasir Jones. When we, you know what I'm saying, when they start going out there and bringing food, bringing toiletry, bringing all type of stuff, bringing portable bathrooms. But it takes all of us to do that. It takes all of us to do that. And we have to look at it from that point of view. That point of view, yes. And, you know what I'm saying? That's what has to happen. Not only stop buying it, but we have to affect the part of the economy so well that we get attention, to get their attention.
So
I agree with that. Stop buying
and
it.
One of my Hector, now I want to get into it. You asked me to talk about
Who?
black exploitation. One of my boys asked me to talk about this.
Okay, tell me about it. Black exploitation?
Yeah,
what do you mean by that? I know what it means from definition point of view.
What does it mean?
What does exploitation?
Tell the word what it means.
What does black exploitation?
Yeah.
I'm not really sure right now. You know what I'm saying? You put me on the spot.
Seriously.
No, what do you think it means?
Come on, Cal, don't be like
Don't do that. No, I'm saying, what do you think it means? I'm serious. Don't do that. We gonna have a pause for a moment?
We'll have a pause for a moment.
Okay, we can pause for a moment.
Come on, Cal, don't be like that.
Come on now.
Answer the question.
I have different views on it.
All right, so
you know
tell me what you believe it is.
When I look, you know, so you talking about expose, you know what I'm saying, you talking about when we expose ourselves, you know what I'm saying, when we expose, you know what I'm saying, like stuff as what's happening in the black community, what's happening here, but we expose, you know what I'm saying, I look at it from a negative point of view, and that's the view I have from it. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know what I'm saying, most people were exposed, you know what I'm saying, black people are doing all type of stuff, most of them fighting, you know what I'm saying, and we expose, you know what I'm saying, people on robbing. I see it from that negative point of view because I don't see black exploitation far as, you know what I'm saying, of what we're doing that's positive, you know what I'm saying, in the community. So I see it from that point of view as well. So that's just one view, but I'm quite sure there are different views, you know what I'm saying, you know, there are different views. And that's how I kind of see it. Because we don't always see what's positive, you know what I'm saying, what's happening, you know what I'm saying, you know, as far as our black people in the community. You know, you might hear about it, you know what I'm saying, once in a blue, but let a fight go down. You know what I'm saying? Or let somebody, you know what I'm saying, whether it be not me and you, but let somebody, you know what I'm saying, in our community show somebody, you know what I'm saying, that's strung out on drugs. I'd rather show how somebody's getting naked, strung out on drugs, you know what I'm saying, making a fool of themselves, than going over there to help them, as well as that. So to me, that's black exploitation as well. When I see that, is what I want you to see it from that point of view.
Right. Okay.
So I don't know what your view may be, but that's my view.
I'm talking about the definition.
Okay.
I'm talking about the definition. That's true. No, that's true. That's true.
That's how I looked at it. That's why I'm like, okay.
No, that's fine. No.
You know what I mean?
Right, no.
Okay,
Yeah.
but no, come on. Give me something.
No,
Come on, Ty. Don't get quiet.
I mean,
don't have a moment.
It's an subgenre of exploitation film emerging in the United States during the 1970s. Basically, that's when it first started. The black exploitation. That's when it first started.
Okay.
It's basically black movies that we made, and that we made for us to watch, and then it became to the white audience. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So that's what we call black exploitation.
Okay.
I mean, back in those
Right,
days.
right. When I'm saying
do.
like Bojangles, like Sambos.
Right,
When we
right.
call them Sambos and stuff like
Right,
that. So,
right,
so what is
right,
this now?
right.
Think about, oh my God, think what you just said. I've seen stuff that happened right here down in, in our community. Go ahead, go, Ty. Go ahead, Ty did it, baby. As well as that.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
That's why we need your
Yes.
view.
Yes, but yes, that's where it really came from. But then we moved it up to now, to where, you know what I mean, it goes into what you wear, the rap scene, the rap music, you know what I mean, how they sell stuff in stores, you know what I mean, because that's what they do. They exploit us basically, and then they sell it.
Right.
You know what I mean, and we buy it back. You know what I mean?
Point.
That's what we do.
Agree.
How do we stop buying it back? I mean, because all the stuff that we create it. You know what I mean?
Agree.
Like this country. You know what I mean? This country came over from Christopher Columbus, killed all the Indians, brought us over here, and then made us build this country. And then and they don't want to recognize that. I mean, that's the thing that kills me, because what people don't know, and I'm gonna tell you if you don't know, this country was built on black people's backs. And I didn't really understand that when I was a kid. People used to say that to me, and I was like, what the fuck do you mean?
Thank you, Martino.
And then I realized, yeah, you know what I mean, they built this country on slaves. You know what I mean? They built us on the prison system, and most black folks were in the prison system because they didn't know about the 13th Amendment. So what they did was, once you became a felon and you was in jail, you couldn't get a job. So now we're gonna keep you in jail for a long time, and we're gonna have us build this railroad, build this road, and pay you nothing for free. You know what I mean? But that's what they did.
You said it perfect.
So you know what I mean?
It's perfect. That's perfect.
It's crazy that, you know what I mean, that we can sit around here and think that, you know what I mean, and the world you can think that somebody else built this world. No, we built this world. So there's so much more that we can build. We can do that, you know what I mean, under somebody else telling us what to do. Think about what we can do under somebody not telling us what to do and doing what we want to do. I mean, there's a whole lot of problems that we can solve within our own selves, but we just don't do it because we'd rather see people down. You know what I mean? Because as long as you know that you're doing better than your neighbor, then you're fine with that. But don't let your neighbor be the same as you, because now you have an attitude. Because now you want to get more. But why can't y'all have the same thing? Why can't y'all make the same money? Why can't you both be happy with what you have rather than you having more than that person? You know what I mean?
That's true, Ty. You're talking now.
I'm just saying, because
you're talking now. Now you're talking.
This is where it all stems from. When you keep saying, we gotta get the. You keep saying, oh, what are people that can't get it? Well, you know why they can't get it? Because the person that's next door to them don't want to give it to them. You know what I mean? Because they don't want them where they're at.
That's true.
You know what I mean? And I'd rather give it away to somebody next door to me so they can get it, rather than keep it all for myself.
And you know what? I saw you did something powerful that was today.
What was that?
You know what I'm saying about the telescope lens that was found.
Oh yeah.
You didn't second guess it. You didn't think about it. You picked up your phone and it might have offended somebody, but you did it, and that was powerful. You know what I'm saying? Salute to you on that.
Yeah.
I'm so serious. I'm really serious
today
about
he's
that.
talking about. So today, one of my roommates came home, and he brought this bag home, and he was like, Ty, I brought it home to you. I want to talk to you about it. So he opens it up, and there's a camera lens inside. And this is like a $3,000 camera lens. I mean, he doesn't have the camera. All you can do is buy the camera, but this camera lens is like one of those high-tech camera lenses. I'm like, holy crap, man, you found the lottery. You know what I mean? But on the inside of the bag, there was a name, and there was an address, and there was a phone number. And I was like, holy crap. You know what I mean? All I'm thinking is, this person that lost this bag right now is freaking out. So let me just call this number, because we got to get them back immediately. I didn't think about it. There was no question of, you know what I mean? Because first I was like, oh, you just found a lot of money. The person was going to buy him a camera and use it. And I was like, well, let's wait. When he flipped it back over, the name was right there. And I was like, okay, we can't do that. So you know what I mean?
And I love how you say that. That should be what you can't do.
It's what you can't do.
You can't do that. We have to give it back.
I had to give it back.
And you took steps to do it.
Yeah, you had to go. You know what I mean? And
you
called
it wasn't
somebody.
Gonna be
easy. You know what I mean? But
you took steps
said, let me just
to have somebody else retrieve their item.
Yeah.
That was amazing. I love that.
Yeah. So, but yeah, and this is where it all starts. Because there are so many people that I want to talk to and be like, hey, you can do this, you can do better. you can't get up and go somewhere and work for 8 hours and be angry about being there, or be upset about being there, because you got to find somewhere you're going to be happy. But also too, you have to. I mean, if you help somebody and keep helping people, somebody's gonna help you one day.
It's gonna come.
It's gonna come back. It may not be today, it might not be tomorrow, but I always wish that we can help people and bring people up, because I don't like what always bothers me, and we all do it sometimes. What bothers me when you look at somebody and they're a little lower than you are, they act a little different than you do, and you look down on them.
That's
you know
bad.
what I mean? To a certain extent, it is bad.
It is bad. There's no certain extent about that.
It is, but sometimes because sometimes you
believe
deep down inside that if you even try to help this person, that it wouldn't even matter.
How do you feel that way?
I mean, because I talk to people,
okay,
and some people I talk to every day, and I'm like, hey, you didn't really have to do that because this, the situation wasn't really worth that, and it wasn't really worth the time. Because any other day you would never saw it, it would never happen. But this day you came over, you decided you want to say something. I mean, it almost cost somebody a job, and was it really worth it? Because you know what I mean? Was it really worth it? Because like I said, sometimes you put more energy into something that's not really worth
that's
it.
True.
Where you can
that's
put that
true.
energy somewhere else, and that can be actually worth your time.
I agree with you 100%. I agree with that.
And that's where I'm coming from. That's where I was coming from.
But it still has a lot of holes in it.
Yeah, it still has a lot of holes in it.
It's 905.
Yeah.
It still has a lot of holes in that, but I hear what you're saying.
Yeah. But guys, I think we talked enough for tonight, and this is our show for tonight.
We appreciate you
we
tuning
appreciate
in.
you guys tuning in.
Ty the Classic Man,
you catch us
Amazing
again
Cal.
Sunday night at our regular time. One more Sunday. I think it's 2 more Sundays in this month. For this last 2 Sundays, we're gonna do 7:30. But after this month, we're gonna go back to our regular scheduled time, which is gonna be on Wednesdays or Thursdays at 7:30. We will definitely keep you tuned and posted and tell you about that when we get closer to the end of this month. Thank you guys again for tuning in. This is Reality TV. This is live TV where reality sucks with Ty the Classic Man and my boy Cal, Amazing Cal. We are out, and we'll see you guys next week. All right.
I appreciate
Peace.
you. Peace. Enjoy your
Later.
night. Toya, love you. Enjoy your night.
One more thing.
Yes.
Be good to each other, and let's make everything be well and good again, not great, because we number 45. I had something at the end and I messed it up. Gosh, I messed it up. But
thank you
again, guys. We'll see you next time. Thanks for the love. Thanks for the comments. Keep your posting, and we'll try to respond while we're talking in this show as best we can. Or send your questions or anything you need to ask us. Send it to us, and we'll get it, and we'll respond to it during our next show. But thanks again for watching, guys. Have a good night. First, love yourself before you can love anybody else, and help your next man and pay it forward. Later.
All right. God bless.